Hello, welcome to the PVCC Student Lens podcast. I'm Esperanza.
I'm Noél.
And I'm Victory.
And today we are talking about financial aids and stuff like that, or finances during college, taxes, etc. So we're going to start out for a segment specifically for college students. So I'm going to talk about scholarships and any first year mistakes. So a student advice, I would say, in terms of financing, or especially, just getting started, entering your first year, please wait to buy your books. I said it in our resource episode, and I will say it again. Please wait to buy your books. I even know Noél had an issue with that, Victory too. It is one of the worst mistakes you can make as someone new coming into college.
Wait till what? After first class?
Yeah, wait till your first day and then see what your professor says.
Wait till they go over the syllabus, because sometimes their syllabus will say, you don't need the book, I don't care what the bookstore says, you don't need the book, right?
Yeah.
So wait
or
till
even when you sign up for classes, it'll say required, and then you end up you waste like $120 on a book, and then you get there and they're like, oh, it's actually like
This edition.
it's an online forum for like $45 with a discount code.
That's happened.
Yeah.
I also had one that said required, but it wasn't required for this specific semester because he was changing it up. And thankfully I didn't buy the book though, because it was over $200.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't buy it, and I'm so happy that I didn't.
Okay, so best advice there.
Another piece of advice, just from personal mistakes: stop spending money out to eat. Stop buying things that you don't need, because being financially smart means being a minimalist and not a maximalist. Yeah, I said that right. Stop spending your money on food out to eat, please. I spent $400 this month.
At least check your budget every month and see where you're spending.
Please look at what you're buying, because I was like, oh, I'll just buy myself a little treat every day because I was running late or I didn't have enough time to eat. And then I looked at my money, I'm like, that could have paid for so many bills. That could have been used on something I actually wanted. And so that's my best student advice. Please stop spending money on food.
I'm gonna go a little off of that. I personally have this thing that was taught to me by my mom. If you're gonna spend money eating out, especially if you're doing it while working or on the side, don't spend more than how much you make an hour, is what I've been taught, so that you don't end up spending more money than you can earn back.
Because sometimes we can't resist going to,
actually.
because sometimes we can't resist making that
So
stop
if you make
at Starbucks.
$12.50 or 70 cents now, I think it is, an hour, don't go have a $20 salad 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I do not live by that rule, but you definitely
But
should.
you will now.
Yeah, I will now, now that I know about that. And then my other thing that I wanted to say is, for new PVC students, we do have the Honor Scholarship and the Maricopa Scholarship Search. Oh, that was a big word. So you have that open to you. I would highly recommend honors. We are all in honors. We all have that scholarship. It was the easiest scholarship to apply to. You just need a GPA of 3.2 and above. So if you're a college student and that is you, I would highly recommend that you apply to that scholarship before entering PVCC. And if you are a current PVCC student, there is the All USA Scholarship, which I think is offered only to honor students. I'm not too sure. I think
so.
Okay, and then
we should know these things.
And then again, the Maricopa Scholarship Search. I actually just applied for the Maricopa Scholarship Search not too long ago, because you turn in one application and it goes to so many. It's like hundreds.
It's over 100.
Yeah, over 100 scholarships. And then they will just send you an email for the ones that you qualify for, and then any steps further that you need to make for those. But free money is the best money. So
and you can find that by just searching scholarships in the search bar on our school's webpage.
Yes. And the best advice that I can give for scholarships, since I have done about quite a few already, especially applying for other colleges as well, is to just have a paper essay or a short story ready to go, in your Google Drive. Even if they ask you a question, they're usually all typically the same, of oh, why should you deserve a scholarship? What's your financial stability like? What's your career path? What are you gonna do after school with your degree? So I would say have that ready to go, because you can use that to apply to all kinds of scholarships. I would say maybe make it a word count of a minimum of maybe 1,000 to 2,000 words, depending on the college.
But
also tweak it to change it up.
Or just have a running document where you put your basic answers and then you change them into essays so that you have those, and you'll slowly add more and more as you apply to different ones that need different things. So you have this like entire like thing to choose from for your answers and not have to constantly rewrite the same 10 answers over and over again.
Oh yeah,
Right.
for sure. And then I would also say what schools are looking for is they want to know your academic record, they want to know your leadership skills, and they want to know what you do outside of school that you're not required to do. So such as volunteer work or maybe extracurricular activities.
And that qualifies for volunteering in school, like with Phi Theta Kappa, which is an honors program. Actually, we're trying to work together now with honors with Jenny and them. We try to do volunteer things to gain our status for our club nationally. So you can actually be a PTK member because as honor students, that's who it applies to, and then help the PTK club do the volunteering, like whether it be at a nursing home or collecting things for an organization to give to them. That counts as volunteer time too within your own school, so you don't even have to go outside of campus to get that experience of volunteer work.
But also volunteering can sometimes be like really beneficial in the long run because you get a lot of meet a lot of cool people.
True.
So that's another thing. Like, don't look at volunteer work as like, oh my god, it's so much more stuff that I need to do. Look at it as almost like more of like a fun thing that you get like credit points for in a sense because you like get this.
Not only that, but if you're a student sitting there and you're like, oh my god, I haven't done any volunteer work, because that was totally me last semester. I was like, I haven't done any volunteer work, I don't even know what extracurriculars I've done that would consider me for volunteering ever before. And so when I did that, I did go to Feed My Starving Children, which was a great experience. I'm definitely going again and volunteering for that because that was an amazing experience to see how many people that I helped. But then also in my high school, I did a freshman mentor. And so I helped like freshmen come up with like goals throughout the year. This was pre-pandemic. This was like just before the pandemic hit. So my poor little freshman didn't know what was happening. But so just stuff like that, or even if, you went on a field trip during your high school career and you're like, oh, like that was a really cool field trip. If you have pictures from that, maybe just like up it a little bit and be like, oh yeah, this totally changed my life. And if it did, that's great. You should write about it because that's what scholarships want. They want to know the life-changing experiences you've had and what made you want to do what you wanted to do career-wise. So that's my scholarship advice for you. Highly recommend doing scholarships. Like I said, free money is good money. So, and now we're gonna move on to Noél.
So to what Esperanza said to begin with about the textbooks, another way to overcome the expensive ones is once you wait the first day and get the syllabus and when you learn about what they're really going to use, just to make sure. You can also ask your professors and don't hesitate, because a lot of times students will turn in their old textbooks when they're done if they can't sell them, or I've had professors ask to actually collect them, like if anybody's willing to turn them in. So they often will have a copy, so please don't hesitate to ask. They will loan it to you if they do have that. Also, the library here on campus is another resource. They typically have all the textbooks as well. They ordered one for me this semester that they didn't have, so I didn't have to buy it. Thank heavens, because we didn't hardly use it except twice. We read 2 pages out loud. So just use those resources too on the textbooks. And then actually, Esperanza also mentioned that was the MCC, Maricopa County MCCCD Foundation Scholarships. That's the one Esperanza just mentioned. It does one application for hundreds of scholarships. So that deadline is coming up. If we can get this out, I don't know if
April
we can.
31st.
Yeah, so another month. So hopefully we'll have this podcast out and maybe people will see it.
A month from exactly the day we're recording.
Yeah.
And well, hopefully not, hopefully sooner, but we'll see. Also another scholarship that I missed the deadline this semester and I'm very disappointed in myself is Earn to Learn, and it's earntolearn.org. If you go on there, they do a matching program. I believe you put in $250 of your own money. So that's a couple shifts. I mean, if you have a job, it works. If not, you can save it up knowing ahead of time. And they give you,
or maybe bat your eyelashes to mom and dad.
Just ask, because they match you up to $4,000 for university transfer if you go through their financial course and also they only take so many students per semester. So they sent me emails over the weekend. I was busy. I couldn't get down and sit and do everything on the computers. I was not stationary. and I missed the deadline, and then I got an email Tuesday saying that the window is closed, and then you have to wait a whole another year. So when I transfer next year to university, I can't get it for spring now, the $4,000. Hopefully I'll get it for my final semester in next fall, but just be mindful of deadlines, they're really important. $4,000 is a lot of money at NAU.
Well, and I
so-
was also gonna say, if you're one of those people that doesn't really keep up with websites, I would highly recommend following the Paradise Valley Community College Instagram, because that's how I learned about it, and that's
Never
how
heard of
I ended up that's how I find all my stuff about what's going on PVCC, because they frequently post and they'll tell you what's going on,
Yeah,
especially
that's
with
interesting.
opportunities.
I
Social
not even
media
know.
is your best friend. Like,
It really
social
is.
media can help you so much, especially like school social media. I also, when I was high school, I was following like different social medias that were like how to prepare for college, do this, do that, and they'll do like little tips of the week or stuff like that. And like,
Wow.
yeah, so social media has become really helpful for a lot of like college students.
So
Yeah,
funny.
it's like a news outlet.
I didn't even
pretty
think
much,
we
so.
had, I never thought to look for us on Instagram, even though I just got on there. But I learn everything through the emails. Like I read all the emails that we get.
How you
Like,
found out?
see, that's a difference. See, that's just a
Yeah.
demographic difference. That's so hilarious, you guys.
Well, I do read my emails. I just
Oh, yeah.
so, and I have 40 other emails that I have to
So
read,
let me just finish on this though, and then so we can get to, cause I think,
Victory.
yeah, victory, yep,
Yeah.
yep. On Earn to Learn, real quick, one more thing, earntolearn.org, you can look it up anytime. You just complete it's a short online program about your finances and your budgets. And that is how you earn that $4,000 to match, actually I wanna say it says 500, so you do $500 in savings. They give you 4,000 toward, academic year. So check it out, and hopefully that will help.
So as for me, I'm going to be briefly talking about the FAFSA as well as working while you're in school, because the FAFSA is like the most important thing you need to do either before getting into college or like for your next year, next semester. FAFSA is on studentaid.gov. It is like what you need so that you can get a lot of the scholarships you need to like actually get your FAFSA first filled out. And as Noelle, if you can see her typing, she is actually typing out the importance of career services on campus, because they can help you find a job. You can also go through online as well, because they have a lot of cool resources there. But like while you're working, either you find your job through career services, or you find a job that you want to do that helps you get farther in your career, or if you're just working at McDonald's, the importance of balancing your work and your schoolwork is really important. Like, as much as you might really need the money, if you don't focus on your schools, you're spending money on the schooling and not getting it back, because
Right.
you are not working also on school. So like finding that very important balance is like integral, so that you don't end up wasting your money on a class that you end up failing because you spend too much time working.
That is such
Well,
a good point.
and then
Very
just,
good.
yeah.
Really good point.
Just as a quick piece of advice, because we do, another thing about student advice is that we do have career fairs, and we do have, like job fairs, stuff like that, where all people from different demographics and different career will come in or come onto campus and talk about their jobs and get you signed up. But I would also say, if you are struggling finding that balance, don't work for a year, which I know sounds like really awful advice, because time is money, and you know,
Money is important.
yeah, money is important. However, I would say in my senior year of high school, I didn't work throughout the entire thing, and also it was pandemic, so I did have to be quarantined anyways. But it was really helpful to have that year, because I kind of got to find my groove into things and find out what I wanted to do, because before coming to college, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I took a year off work, and it was totally helpful to me, because I just got to solely focus on school and myself. So I would highly recommend, if you're struggling with that balance right now, either choose school or work first, and then add them together.
Yeah,
Because
personally, I wouldn't say a whole year. That's a lot.
I needed that time.
Well, yeah,
If you can though, it's nice
Yeah.
if you can.
Yeah.
If you can do it,
Yeah,
it's
if you
nice.
can do it.
But like personally, I had taken, like, I had almost, I was like this close to taking a gap year, because school had gotten so much worse.
Yeah.
But I took 2 weeks off of work, just to focus on school, and realize how much more important I found school than the job I was in. And it was able to get me and convince me to like change jobs, because my job was trying to put itself as more important than my schoolwork. So it's really important to know that like what you find important.
Pick your priority.
Yeah, your priorities are the most important, not someone else's.
Not only that, but when you have a break from it, distance does make the heart grow fonder. You'll miss it, you will.
It's true.
Or at least I know I
I when we're on long breaks, it's like, gosh, let's get back to school, right? We all think that. No, really.
Spring break.
Workaholics.
Week is short, but with the 2 week breaks, it's like, then you're ready.
Yeah, well, I'm usually working. I usually like work overtime, so I don't have time to think about it.
And then is there anything else that we?
I think just what Esperanza said at the beginning, you know, just watch your budget. You know, that's the key. Everything's online. Use your online banking. Know what you spend. Know what you earn, and write it down if you have to. And ask your parents if you have a good parent that's a CPA, or just your mom is really good with budgeting. Just ask your mom or dad. Like, they are there to help you, and that's what they want to do, is make sure that you make good decisions so you end up good in your life, right? That's what.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I laughed because I looked over at Esperanza and she like.
I was like, hopefully. You know,
I mean, yes, hopefully we all. As parents, we all hope as well. So yes,
yeah,
we all feel the same about that.
Yeah,
super
and
funny comment.
also, I'm gonna add that like also know yourself, because I know some people are like, I know I can't budget, so talk to someone, or they know they can budget, but they know that they can't like balance the work school life. So like figuring out what you can and cannot do, and then finding someone to help you with the stuff that you are struggling with is really important, especially when it comes to money, because you don't want to end up like $100,000 in debt because you weren't paying attention.
And there's ways to not do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my third year and I have $5,000 loans
I would
out,
say
that's it.
I would say the easiest
3
way to do
years,
that
so.
is make a list of things that are wants and things that are needs. Because when you make that list, it's so much easier to be like, oh, I should be putting my money into that. And of course, everyone's wants and needs are different. So when you make your own custom thing, then it's definitely going to help you with budgeting. In my opinion, as someone who struggles a lot with managing money, it's the best approach to that.
Also to know that with your wants and your needs list, if you can't even have all the wants now, that list isn't going to go away. You'll just get those things later.
Yeah.
You don't have to have them all now. You've got plenty of time to get everything down the road.
So if you want that $200 pair of boots, maybe you should pay your gas bills first, okay?
Just like put a little savings to the side slowly so you can get those boots, or maybe you'll find out you want a different pair of
Or
boots.
buy them on sale.
Or that's also an option.
Well, when they're
Or
$200.
secondhand stores are awesome.
Secondhand stores are the
Secondhand
best.
They're the best kids.
They're the
Brand new
best.
kids.
Alright, and I think that's it for
See,
first
going off
topic now.
And then again,
Well.
if you have any other questions, you are more than free to contact us. Comments on our YouTube. You can reach us through our social medias.
I just put my email up on our YouTube, I think, because I had to put an email up on there.
and through our emails. They should be in our description box and our about on YouTube. And then
Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We are a little behind. We've got 6 episodes in the can, as they say. I'm learning the lingo, by the way. But we need to get them posted.
We should be fully ready by tomorrow.
So
we should be fully back on
track.
track.
So you missed a few good ones. So hope to see you there. Like and share, subscribe, please.
Alright.
So this is Victory.
This is Noelle.
And this is Esperanza. Bye.
This is PVCC Student Lens Podcast.